You're watching TAG TV.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lepakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 19th of March. Appeal to India, Pakistan to stop cross-border firing, says Chief Minister of India's Jammu and Kashmir. No plan to hand over parts of Afghanistan to Taliban, says Afghan government. And constitution amendment deal must before joining government, says Nepal's FSFN party. And now for all the details. Chief Minister of India's Northern Jammu and Kashmir province, Mehbooba Mufti, on Monday appealed to New Delhi and Islamabad to stop the continuous exchange of fire along the border, which has caused heavy losses to the innocent civilians. Her remarks came after 5 civilians were killed in the province due to Pakistan firing from across the border.
Chief Minister of India's Northern Jammu and Kashmir province, Mehbooba Mufti, on Monday appealed India and Pakistan for stopping the continuous exchange of fire along the border, which has caused heavy losses to innocent civilians. Her remarks came after 5 civilians were killed and 2 injured as Pakistani troops violated ceasefire along the de facto border in Balakot sector of Jammu and Kashmir's Poonch district on Sunday. Mufti asserted that the people in the province wanted peace.
दोनों तरफ से इधर भी और उधर भी हमारे लोग मारे जा रहे हैं, तो मेरी अपील है प्राइम मिनिस्टर से और पाकिस्तान के हुक्मरानों से ये गोलाबारी बंद होना चाहिए.
Following the incident, security has been tightened across the region, with schools also being shut across Balakot for the next 2 days to ensure safety of the children and of its residents. The troop of arch rivals, India and Pakistan, intermittently exchanged fire on the de facto border despite an agreement in 2003 that a ceasefire should be observed along the working boundary. Both New Delhi and Islamabad blame each other for resorting to unprovoked firings.
Moving on, top leader of Muttahida Qawmi Movement or MQM, Altaf Hussain, has urged the UN to hold Pakistan accountable for its actions. The Muhajir community's mainstream political party, MQM, has long accused the voices of persons who try to highlight the gross human rights violations are muzzled by Pakistani forces.
Altaf Hussain, a senior leader of Muhajir community's mainstream political party, Muttahida Qawmi Movement or MQM, recently urged UN to hold Pakistan accountable for war crimes, ethnic cleansing and human rights violations. While addressing the 37th session of the United Nations Human Rights Council or UNHRC via Skype from London, where he is in self-exile, Hussain said the United Nations must ensure that Pakistan is held accountable for its actions. He even urged pressure from member states to ensure that Pakistan stops violating rights of people.
Pressure must be applied by member states to ensure that Pakistan stops violating one's rights.
The party leaders of MQM, a democratically elected mainstream political party of Muhajirs, have been facing an announced ban on their activities in Pakistan. Political activists have long accused the voices of persons who try to highlight the gross human rights violations by Pakistani forces are muzzled by using force.
In news from Afghanistan, dismissing reports of handing over parts of Afghanistan to the terror group Taliban, the Afghan government has said there are no plans to do so, and such rumors are completely untrue. While the government is hoping for peace in the country, the Afghan security institutions are still continuing their military offensive against the insurgents.
Afghan government has said rumors of it handing over parts of the country to the terror group Taliban as part of the peace process are completely untrue. The government said there was no truth in the rumors and that there are no plans to split Afghanistan and hand it over to the Taliban. One of the earliest reports in this regard noted Gulbuddin Hekmatyar, the reconciled leader of Hizb Islami group, suggesting that in order to bring peace, government should hand over some parts of the country to the Taliban.
په دې هدف ده چې وسلوال کسان مشخصا هغه څوک چې افغانان دي هغوی په افغانستان کې سوله ییز او تر پخوا بهتره ژوند ولري نه دا چې افغانستان تقسیم سي او پر ډلو باندې سره وویشل سي.
While the Afghan government is hoping for peace, the security institutions still aim to continue their military offensive against the insurgents. Afghan President Ashraf Ghani recently hosted the Kabul process meeting where he offered a peace deal to the Taliban in a bid to get them to the negotiations table.
More news from Afghanistan. The Afghan presidential palace on Sunday said that the government expects to find a solution to the differences with neighboring Pakistan through direct negotiations between the leaders from both the nations. Kabul has been persistently saying that reaching any political settlement with the Taliban requires cooperation by Pakistan.
The Afghan government expects to find a solution to the differences between Pakistan and Afghanistan through direct negotiations between the leaders from both the nations, the presidential palace said on Sunday. This comes after President Ashraf Ghani on Saturday called on Islamabad to hold direct negotiations with Afghanistan in a bid to resolve problems between the two countries. Afghanistan has been persistently saying that reaching any political settlement with the Taliban requires honest cooperation by Pakistan.
د پاکستان صدر اعظم ته په دې خاطر بلنه وکړل سوې ده ترڅو د دولت په دولت د هر اړخیزو مذاکراتو په پیل سره د سولې تروریزم سره مبارزې او سیمه ییزې همکارۍ په اړه یو ښې نتیجې ته ورسیږو.
On Saturday, Pakistan's National Security Advisor Nasir Khan Jandwa led a high-level delegation to Kabul and held talks with Afghan leaders on peace and bilateral ties. Senators in the upper house of Afghan parliament on Sunday said the Afghan government needs to raise people's concerns in their discussions with Pakistan and find ways to settle disputes. Afghanistan has long blamed Pakistan for harboring Taliban leaders, fueling insecurity and obstructing purposeful peace negotiations between the Afghan government and the Taliban. But officials in Islamabad have always rejected the claims.
Moving on to news from Nepal, Nepal's Federal Socialist Forum Party has decided to participate in the ruling coalition of the CPN-UML and the CPN-Maoist Centre only after reaching a deal on constitution amendment. The party is now demanding a written agreement as they need a face-saving pact for being a part of the government against which they have been fighting for so long.
Federal Socialist Forum Nepal or FSFN party has decided to participate in the KP Sharma Oli-led government only after reaching a deal on constitution amendment with the Left Alliance. During a meeting on Sunday, the FSFN Working Committee decided to join the government only after a written agreement with the Left Alliance comprising of CPN-UML and CPN-Maoist Centre. Since the party's entry into the cabinet without a clear deal would give room for the Rashtriya Janata Party Nepal or RJPN to criticize it, leaders say the FSFN needs a face-saving bag for being a part of the present government. Earlier, FSFN co-chairman Rajendra Shrestha had said everything was set for the party to sign an agreement with the ruling alliance. But now leaders of the Mates-based parties say they need clarification of the term necessity and significance that Oli and CPN-UML leaders present as a basis for amending the constitution. UML, after maintaining a tough stance, agreed for constitution amendment. However, the ruling coalition of the UML and the CPN-Maoist Centre failed to sign the agreement with the party for bringing it in when Premier Oli extended the cabinet on Friday.
Hundreds of devotees across India offered prayers and observed a fast as the Hindu festival of Navratri began on Sunday. The festival also marks the beginning of the Hindu New Year.
Devout Hindus across India thronged goddess Durga temples on Sunday to offer prayers on the first day of Navratri or 9 nights festival, which also marks beginning of the Hindu New Year. Devotees in Indian capital New Delhi offered prayers and performed rituals on the auspicious day. Navratri is also celebrated in the honor of the 9 manifestations of Hindu warrior goddess Durga.
आज से नव संवत्सर प्रारंभ हुआ है विरोधकृत नाम का, और माँ दुर्गा का जो पहला स्वरूप है वो आज ही उसका पहला दिन है। माता का पहला स्वरूप है शैलपुत्री के नाम से जाना जाता है। आज के दिन भक्तजन माँ भगवती की विशेष रूप से आराधना करते हैं।
Marking the beginning of the festival, devotees in India's western Mumbai city also thronged temples and queued to make offerings to goddess Durga. Devotees chanted hymns, offered flowers and lit incense sticks in front of the idol of the goddess.
आज नए वर्ष का हिंदू नए वर्ष का एक शुरुआत है, तो हम लोग जितने भी हम लोग आइडियंस तो यहाँ पर देवी माता के दर्शन करने आए। यहाँ पर दर्शन करने के बाद आज कुछ मतलब एक मनोकामना रखी है कि आगे चल के कुछ अच्छा हो, इसी के लिए बस दर्शन करने आ गए।
Festivity spirit also ran high in India's northern holy city of Kanpur as devotees made special offerings and bowed before the goddess's idol on the occasion. As part of the celebrations, people on the first day initiate special offerings like coconuts and other fruits. The devotees also observe fast with strict diet and mark the festival as the victory of the goddess over demons.
Asia's largest tulip garden, situated in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province, will be opening its gates for locals and tourists on March 25th. Authorities have made unique changes to attract visitors, including increasing the number of flora and building special water channels.
The largest tulip garden in Asia, the Indira Gandhi Memorial Tulip Garden in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir, is ready for the tourists in the valley and will open its gates on March 25th. As per the authorities of the exquisite garden, tourists are always expecting something new every year. Hence, they have made a lot of changes, like making first small hyacinth flower garden and a water channel amidst the scenic view, which is bound to be a major attraction for visitors. As per the officials, the garden has a total of 1.25 million of tulip flowers with 40,000 hyacinth accompanied by daffodils and other flora species.
We are almost ready. बस अब ये finishing touches जिन्हें हम कहते हैं, that is left, and I believe within a week's time or 10 days we'll be fully equipped and we'll be throwing the garden open.
The Indira Gandhi Memorial Tulip Garden is located in the foothills of the Zabarwan Hills of the valley. The annual celebration of Tulip Festival includes showcasing over 2 million tulips of 46 varieties, which is one of the key tourist attractions during the onset of spring season in the valley.
Locals in India's northeastern Manipur province celebrated their traditional New Year on Sunday. The celebrations included climbing hillocks and preparing special foods by the members of the Meitei tribe.
Members of the Meitei tribe in India's northeastern Manipur province ushered Indian New Year on Sunday by climbing hillocks, symbolic of elevation of the spirit to reach the Almighty, and offering a lavish spread of traditional delicacies to the deities. The New Year Sachipuche Ropa is one of the most important festivals for Manipuri people who follow the Sanamahim's religion. Devotees, including children, ascend hillocks, especially prepared by the community, and offer fruits, vegetables, rice and several uncooked food items to the Meitei deity Ningthao.
We worship actually Lord Sanamahi. Our religion also is called Sanamahism. After worshiping Sanamahi, we had to pray to Nongpok Ningthao and Pantoibi. They were on the top of the hills. So that is some sort of, I see, the beginning of the year is indicated.
The meals are traditionally offered in areas in front and rear of the house, which are especially cleansed and decorated with flowers and leaves. Married women give gifts to their parents and brothers on the New Year's Day, while the youngsters seek blessings of the elders.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
You're watching TEG TV.